I reckon.
It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day, but how much do we actually care about the royal nuptials? Let's see what our Friday Confabers think.
Professor James Arvanitakis from the University of Western Sydney joins us now from Sydney. James, good morning to you.
Good morning.
And in the studio, the wonderful, the fabulous, dare I say, the dressed for a wedding, Dolly Diamond.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm ready.
You're ready?
I'm ready.
You're ready for what?
I can't wait. I love any occasion generally, but a royal wedding, I think that's when we all come alive, isn't it?
I think so.
Yes, I've watched you. You've embraced it.
I have embraced
Haven't
it.
we?
Lots of people haven't, Dolly. What do you think of the naysayers out there?
We've got enough doom and gloom, Michael.
Absolutely.
Enough doom and gloom.
Yeah.
We want this. This is an occasion. You've got to celebrate it. I mean, all right, a dad isn't walking down the aisle, but not been well enough apparently to pop into KFC for a bucket. But, you know, we've all done that, haven't we? You know, even in my darkest moments, I can knock back some popcorn chicken.
It's
but
comfort food, Dolly.
It is, isn't it? But it's going to be amazing, and I'm ready.
I'm not sure if you'd be allowed in though, Dolly, because
do you mean?
you're wearing white.
No, all those rules are gone now.
Oh, okay.
Yes. When you look this bloody good in it, they are anyway. You know, and I think, well, I'm not actually going.
No.
Oh, what happened to your invitation?
Well,
I heard it was coming your way.
You're going to arrive. No, it don't matter. I'm going to watch it on the telly.
Okay.
And I shall sit there with a nice bit of champagne,
Yep.
some Pimm's, some gin, some vodka, and then I'll have a drink and just enjoy it. That's the way to do it, isn't it?
Definitely an administrative
You know, the
error.
British do it so well.
They do it
That's
so
the
well.
thing.
So, James, firstly, what do you think of Dolly's outfit?
Well, first of all, I suppose I want to say that the reason Dolly's probably not invited is she'd probably definitely outshine the bride.
Oh,
I knew I liked you.
aren't you lovely?
Look, I'm going to be shamed here. I do not care at all. In fact, I find the whole thing incredibly annoying. I wish it would just go away. So I can't wait for the weekend to get, or the first time I'll probably ever say this in my life, I can't wait for that Saturday to be over. And I'm a staunch Republican, and I'll be shamed in also saying I've let my Republican membership lap. So I expect Peter Fitzsimons to be calling me on the phone and saying why. So I'm sorry to be the naysayer. I'm sorry to be the, to be that guy, but I am that guy.
James, how dare you?
I know.
We have punishment for you colonials who say things like that, don't we, Megan?
We certainly do. Certainly. Oh, I've become British.
Oh, right. So
Yes, I've picked it up. I've picked up that accent.
I've got a doppelganger.
No,
over there.
I'm versatile. I'm versatile.
But Dolly, we did touch on, of course, the controversy leading up to the wedding, which has been the RSVP. Will he or won't he? Thomas Markle will not be there at the wedding, but a lot of family members have come out of the woodwork, it appears, for Ms. Markle.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I know.
I would.
She's had family. She's discovered family members she thought she never had. Dolly.
That's right.
Why not? There's nothing wrong with that. It seems like a golden opportunity to actually, you know, get yourself a bit of money.
And maybe a little bit relatable, because surely
I haven't
everyone
done it.
who's hosted a wedding out there maybe has had to deal with family members causing a bit of
I've
drama.
been to weddings with, and just, you know, as a guest noticing a few dramas on the sidelines.
Oh, listen, I don't mind that. Isn't that what they're all about?
Oh, that's right.
You
It
know?
wouldn't be a wedding without.
What a great opportunity. You go along, you get free food, you get a bit of drink, you invariably pick someone up at random, don't you? And there's nothing wrong with that. No, well, of course, when I was younger. And there's nothing wrong with that. You go along to a wedding to enjoy it, you know. Just don't upstage the bride is the rule, and which is why I've worn white today, but I would never wear white to your wedding.
You're not upstaging anybody at all, Dolly.
Oh, thanks.
And James, do you think that the royal couple themselves, we know you're not too much of a fan of the royal nuptials, but do you think that they've had a hands-on approach to planning this wedding?
I would presume that, as would most brides, they probably enjoy the day and they'd get their hands pretty much into what they want. I'd be surprised if it wasn't a hands-on wedding. I suppose there would be a whole bunch of protocols that would needed to be followed, which would make the whole thing a little bit more, I don't know, I suppose less surprising or less unexpected than most event, weddings. But I've got to tell you, the Markle family, they have worked hard to respond to that with some of the going-ons there. And I mean, I do feel bad for the father who seems to get taking photos every time he walks into KFC. They must have they must have a permanent setup there.
They might. So there's been a lot of focus, James and Dolly, on the Markle family, but the Daily Telegraph this morning has given us a nice bracing reminder about the family she's marrying into, with drunken grandfathers and all sorts of debauchery, and there's party boy Harry there in the front page. So they don't come into this equation with clean family hands, do they?
No, they are. There's a little bit of scandal in every family. I think the Markles are probably a little bit more on the trashy side, if I'm allowed to say that.
Yes, you can say what you like.
I've said it, haven't I? And of course, everybody's got a bit of scandal, but it's the royal family, you know. And I don't know how much longer the royal family will last when it comes to countries like Australia.
Yeah, I know.
But this younger generation is doing it more the way that we would do it, isn't he? Harry is probably, of course, it's a royal wedding. There'll be a lot of protocol, a lot of fuss and all of that, which is lovely, I think.
Yeah.
But they're a little bit more down to earth nowadays.
I think so, and a lot's being put on the so-called Fab Four. That's
Yes.
Kate and Will and Harry and Meghan, to help James rejuvenate the monarchy, which is not such a bad thing, even though you have dire Republican tendencies.
Look, I mean, yeah. Look, I suppose as a public if we look at this strictly from public relations, I mean, obviously I don't know these folk, but they do seem like nice young men, as my mum would have said, and they, I suppose it's. I mean, I must say I do love the Telegraph front page. I think it's probably their best one for the year. But in saying that, I mean, which young person hasn't made a fool of themselves at some point in their 20s?
We're sitting on the couch with one here.
Yeah,
I dare suggest.
Well, you're looking at one here as well. So. But unfortunately, the margin for error when you're a prince and digital cameras on every phone these days makes that margin much smaller. So, yeah. But I mean, I think I'd like to think that in the next 5 or 10 years, Australia would become a republic. I think it is one of those things that's a bad hangover from the past, and I think it's time we move on.
Oh, I don't think that you'll be receiving a late invitation then, James. I mean, we know Dolly's has been lost in the mail, but unfortunately you may not have been on that invite list. Yeah,
I think I might have been struck off a little while ago. Yeah. So I felt, I would have loved to have been there. I mean, who doesn't love a good wedding, right? But,
Hey, so before you go, James, so what are you up to tomorrow night, given you clearly won't be watching the ABC's fine wedding coverage?
I mean, if you want to, I'm actually heading down to Mudgee for the weekend to do a bit of a wine tour. So people at Mudgee, I look forward to seeing you there and tasting some fine New South Wales wine.
Yes, very nice reds there in Mudgee. And all of your Mudgee viewers, go and say hi to James. Seek him out at wineries in your neck of the woods over the weekend. And what time's the start at your joint, Dolly?
Well, I shall be going to Mudgee. And no, I don't know where Mudgee is. And it begins at like 4 o'clock. I think.
In the morning?
Yeah, no. We'll go that late, though, hopefully. And, just enjoying it.
Yeah.
What it is, for what it is.
Can I just say how much I've been admiring your headdress?
Well, our mate, there's Kerry Stanley.
She's a very talented
she's gorgeous, isn't she? Well, not only that, she did my makeup as well. Yes. All I did was put my knickers on. I'll take them off.
There are some lines there which I'm not going to go to.
No, we haven't got to spoil it. Not on the royal day.
On the royal day. Dolly and James, thank you so much.
Lovely.
Happy royal wedding.
Happy royal wedding.
Enjoy the wedding.
We will.